I said a couple of days ago that the fact that Geurschon Yabusele signed for just $12 million with the New York Knicks tells me that the 76ers did not even offer him that, which told me that the 76ers just were not very interested in bringing him back. And I explained to everybody why. The 76ers' main issues are interior defense, pick and roll defense, and rebounding. Geurschon Yabusele, I love him, but he's bad at both of those things. And now there's a video. People argued with me for days. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just making shit up. You're just speculating. You're just whatever. Now there's a video of Yabusele himself literally telling you what I said. When are you going to listen to me? And then Geurschon Yabusele also responded to RB Philly Take on Twitter, kind of cooking a Sixers, actually know-it-all media member. And then there's some Joel Embiid stuff at the end of this, too, so stay tuned. Thank you for being here. Hit the like button for me one time if you are excited for tonight's Summer League game. VJ Edgecombe, Ace Bailey on ESPN. I will be live streaming that at 9 p.m. right here on this YouTube channel. If you're hyped for that, hit the like button for me one time. Let's listen to this Yabusele clip real quick and talk about it if I can figure out how to work this computer. Let's see. Yeah, here we go.
Leaving Philly was not a major key. I was thinking to myself, oh my God, like I could go back, I didn't really have any issues over there like I want to leave. No, I was like, okay, if they want to resign me and then they give me something good, I will come back for sure. And if they want me to leave, then I will leave. I didn't have any hard feeling or hard time, So, but they almost didn't make really like an offer.
What did I say?
So they did.
Because people were so quick to jump and defend the Sixers organization that they immediately wanted to be like, oh, well, he must have really wanted New York, and they were calling him a traitor and all this stuff. I'm like, what? Come on, man.
Really like an offer. So they did, but it was really, really low. So
they made him an offer, but it was really, really low.
To be really transparent. So it's I felt like, oh my God, you guys, it seems like you don't really want me to stay, kind of, So it was a situation, but no hard feeling, I'm always thankful, for them, they give me my second chance, it's everything goes from them, I will always be thankful.
This is exactly what I was saying all season. I said you should trade Yabusele at the trade deadline. You all thought that sounded crazy. I said Yabusele's not coming back because he bought himself out of his EuroLeague contract to bet on himself on a one-year contract in the NBA. His goal is to get paid. He's going to take who gives him the most money in the 76ers. I thought it was going to be more than $12 million, and I thought the 76ers weren't going to be able to afford that. I did not know the 76ers weren't even going to offer him 12. But I'm not shocked that he's gone. But he really doesn't fix the 76ers issues anyway, so I'm not sad that he's gone.
To be able to be part of their franchise, to win there and then play the season, so I will thank them from the bottom of my heart. Me and my family really happy about everything they did for us, so it's no hard feeling, It was just, at the time, I was thinking like, okay, maybe they don't want to, and then the Knicks came with a good offer, but also, I feel like the team and everything that they had to give us was a good choice.
Shout out Geurschon Yabusele, man. Really nice guy. Really honest guy. And so, basically, Geurschon Yabusele was surfing Twitter, reading about what people are saying about him, And there was a little bit of a back and forth between RB and Harrison Grimm, and who is a 76ers writer for some website, I don't know. And Yabusele replied to both of them. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to show you what he said. But before that, a little history between myself and Harrison Grimm. I'm not here to insult anybody, but Harrison Grimm, in my experience on Twitter, is what I like to call a well actually, okay? And he blocked me last year because I replied to an article that he wrote titled "The Sixers Struck Gold with Justin Edwards," and I was like, yeah, except for they hired another coach that won't play anyone under 30. This was a day after Justin Edwards played his first minutes with the 76ers. Yes, Nick Nurse did not put him on the floor in October, November, or December. And I was just making a point that we all knew Justin Edwards was good. It took 3 months for this coach to put him on the floor. And now you're writing an article that said we struck gold. Yeah, maybe we did. But I just wanted to take a little shot at Nick Nurse, you know what I mean? And his response was he quite literally played 2 nights ago, LOL. And I said quite literally for 5 minutes in the first quarter for the first time all season and hasn't seen the floor since. I know you love to argue for the sake of arguing, but now you're a Nick Nurse defender. And he said, this is the last time I engage with you. I'm just giving you what you want at this point. Your reputation is beefing and harassing media members and other content creators on here. That's arguing just to argue. And then he blocked me. I don't remember what I said in reply to this. But anyway, yeah, I mean, the way that he replies to me all the time, not anymore because he blocked me. But it's one of these people that, for some reason, just can't have a conversation or a debate. There's always a quite literally or a little LOL at the end. You know what I mean? It was just condescending as fuck. Anyway, RB Philly Take tweeted the Geurschon Yabusele video and said the Sixers lowballed Yabusele and barely made him an offer. He was essentially forced to leave. Harrison Grimm replies to RB and says, well, actually, forced to leave is a bit strong wording of the situation, in my opinion. He wanted to secure his money, and he wanted to do it ASAP. I don't fault him for that at all, but it's clear where his priorities were here. Yeah, he wanted to secure his money, but the 76ers lowballed him, forcing him to leave. RB says if they completely lowball him an offer, yes, he is essentially forced to leave. They could have offered him the mid-level exception, which is pretty much what he took from the Knicks. And Geurschon Yabusele himself replies and says, finally, someone with some sense. Take that, Harrison Grimm, you well-actually little shit. You got cooked by Yabusele himself. What are you going to do, block Geurschon Yabusele now? I just wanted to share that. That kind of made my day. Let's talk about Joel Embiid before we get out of here, because as was predicted, we did not get the update that the 76ers said they were going to give us, because the 76ers don't ever actually give updates when they say they're going to give updates. The Sixers say this was back on April 11th when Joel Embiid had his arthroscopic surgery on his knee. He will be reevaluated in 6 weeks. And we were making predictions back then that the 76ers are not going to let us know anything in 6 weeks. And they have not, because they are the 76ers. But on that day, Philly Sixers Galaxy put the timeline out with Joel Embiid having arthroscopic surgery on his left knee today. Here's a potential time frame of recovery. April 11th, May 23rd would have been 6 weeks out. We did not get an update. June 6th, 8 weeks out. July 4th, which was yesterday, 12 weeks out. August 11th, 4 months out. September 11th, 5 months out. Training camp begins on October 1st, meaning Joel Embiid will have ample time of rest before the next campaign. And they tweeted today and gave a little bit of an update. As of yesterday, we are now 12 weeks out from Joel Embiid's arthroscopic knee surgery. Training camp for the Sixers began on October 1st last year. Embiid will have around another 2 months and 3 weeks of recovery. Yeah, so we shouldn't get he's ramping up this year. Okay, Joel Embiid should be at training camp. He's had plenty of time to recover from this arthroscopic knee surgery. He's not playing any in Olympics or anything like that. He didn't even show up to VJ Edgecombe's workout because people are telling me he was rehabbing, because I guess rehabbing is 24 hours a day. You can't even take time out of your day to go to a draft picks workout. Yeah, there should be no Sixers training camp. Joel Embiid's not there because he's ramping up. So at least we're not going to have to go through the trauma that we went through last season of, it was just the most dramatic start to a season I could ever imagine, and it was very annoying. Speaking of which, we found out who all was at VJ Edgecombe's workout, right? And I had a little bit of a, that's me and my family lighting off fireworks last night. I had a little bit of a take on who was there and who was not there. And let me just get to this tweet that I made, because I got a little bit of a backlash. I got a little bit of backlash for this, man. And I forgot to bring it up here. Let me see. They would not have been allowed. Okay, leader of the team kind of had. Okay, we're almost there. Here it is. On July 3rd, Tyrese Maxey attended the pre-draft workout for VJ Edgecombe. Josh Harris, Daryl Morey, Elton Brand, Nick Nurse, Jameer Nelson, and others were also there. And all I said was, where was Joel Embiid exactly? You know? Is he not the leader of the team? Like, I just don't understand it. And I got a lot of Embiid stans on Twitter that were basically telling me he was not in Philly. And I was like, oh, so you're telling me he wasn't at the workout because he wasn't at the workout? Wow, thank you so much for that insight. But they were coming up with all kinds of different excuses for Joel Embiid to not have been there, when it would be very simple for him to, even if he's not in Philly, hey, the Sixers are working out a player that they're about to draft. We would love for you to be there with Daryl Morey and Josh Harris and everybody. And boom, you book a plane ticket, you fly in, you show everyone that you're involved with the team and you're involved with the future of the team. But no, Joel Embiid was not there. Tyrese Maxey was there. So what are we doing here? Is Tyrese Maxey the leader of the team now? Are we, are we moving past the Joel Embiid era? And they just don't want to admit it yet? I think I get a little bit of I don't give a fuck anymore from Joel Embiid. Going all the way back to last year when he was like, I've done too much for this city to deserve this. And then Tyrese Maxey calls him out for being late to team meetings and stuff. I just get a little bit of I don't give a fuck anymore vibe from Joel Embiid, and I don't like it. And if he doesn't show up to training camp on day one this year and look like he's giving 100% effort, I'm over it. Anyway, I think that's all I wanted to say, man. Thank you guys for hanging out. I will be live streaming the Summer League game tonight. VJ Edgecombe versus Ace Bailey on ESPN with Omar Cooper's son coaching the Utah Jazz. You couldn't write a better WWE storyline than this, and I'm hyped for it. So tune in right here at 9 p.m. We'll be here. Thanks, I'm out.